joins us now on the ticket. Tyler?
He does. What's going on?
How are you doing today?
Great. How are you?
All right.
Now, for those of our listeners who aren't familiar with your stuff, we have a sample of your music here. Do you mind if we play a little bit of it?
Oh, go for it.
Or are you ready to forget about American Idol because you're still pissed?
No, it's fine.
Okay, let's listen to a little bit of Tyler Grady.
American woman, gonna mess your mind. Ooh, American woman, she gonna mess your mind. American woman, gonna mess your mind. I said, American woman, gonna mess your mind. Yeah.
There you go. Whoa! Now it's kicking up a notch.
Yeah.
American woman.
All right, Tyler, so now that you've had a weekend to digest this,
Yeah.
what are your feelings these days? Are you pissed at yourself? Are you pissed at the judges? Or are you gotten into that gratitude
Mad
phase?
at America?
No, I'm.
You hate America?
No, you know what? Even when I got eliminated, it was fine because the opportunity of American Idol. First of all, I never even expected to get through in Boston. I was always hell bent on getting to Hollywood, and so that's why that was my third season auditioning, and I was going to basically audition until I got to Hollywood. But I didn't expect to get 4 yeses in Boston. I didn't expect to get through the first day of Hollywood week. So even making it to the top 24 was absolutely breathtaking. And, I mean, just being on American Idol and having 30 million viewers, like a few shows in a row, I mean, you get so much exposure that you can't pay for, and now I can kind of convert that and use it for my band, Wailing Waters. So it's definitely going to help. I've been in pretty high spirits even right after the elimination show.
Hey, what is that whole Hollywood week like? Is everybody staying at the same place? Do they pay for everything? Do they fly you out there, or is that on your own nickel?
Yeah, no, I mean, you get a hotel room, you room with someone, and then if one of you are eliminated, then, you know, you have to switch hotel rooms and things like that. But, yeah, it was a really stressful week, but that was one of the best weeks of my life.
So you were accused of trying to be too much like Jim Morrison. Are you a big Doors? Are you a big Doors fan, or was that just kind of a coincidence?
No, I mean, I love the Doors. They're one of the best rock bands of all time. But I mean, if I wouldn't have brown curly hair, I would have never gotten the comparison. So that's kind of the bottom line for me. I mean, I feel like if I would have had long blonde hair, I would have gotten Robert Plant comparisons. It's like you can't really escape that sort of thing. I mean, those guys are, you know, Robert Plant, Daltrey, those guys are my favorite frontmen of all time. And to have comparisons to any of them, I just take it as a huge compliment anyway. So
We're visiting with Tyler Grady, formerly of American Idol. Now, do you have a prediction as to who you think is going to win this whole thing out of the remaining, I guess, what are we down to, 20?
22?
Oh yeah, we're down to 20. But no, I mean, you have to understand we're all a huge, like, close-knit group, and I was friends with everybody on the show. It's really hard for me to sit down and pick favorites. I really think it's anyone's game.
Think it's going to be a girl or a guy? Can you narrow it down that much?
I mean, for the judges have obviously been pushing for it to be a girl, so for some reason they want it to be a girl. But
Really, you think so?
Well, I mean, I've heard the judges constantly say it's going to be a girls' year, but I think it's too early to make that prediction personally, and I really think it's anyone's game. All those people are very talented.
How much FaceTime do you guys get with the judges? Do you ever get to know them outside of just what they tell you after you perform?
Yeah, we really don't get any personal interaction with them, just what you see on TV.
All right, so what sort of response have you had? Are you back in Philadelphia now? Because you were a sophomore at Temple. Are you still a sophomore at Temple, or what are you doing now?
Yeah, see, I had to take off the semester because of the show, so
Okay.
I'm actually in Nazareth, PA with my family now. But, you know, just kind of hanging out, getting ready to practice with my band this week.
Do you go back and do the show again next year?
You actually can never do the show again once you're in the top 24 or 36, depending on the year.
But see, you've had the nationwide exposure, though. Did you stay on long enough to be a part of their tour, or do you have to be like in the final 12 for that or something?
Yeah, you really have to be top 10 for that.
Top
and
10, okay.
that was pretty disappointing for me because I was really looking forward to the tour. You know, playing live in front of a live audience in venues is really my favorite sort of performance. That was actually the first time I've ever performed live on TV, and I'm very grateful for the experience, but I would have loved being on the tour. But at the same time, now is the time for me to push my band, Wailing Waters, and try to get on a tour with them, and that would be even better than being on an Idol tour. So,
how would you describe Wailing Waters? What do you guys sound like?
Wailing Waters, well, I think on our MySpace we call it pop synth rock. We're a rock and roll band. We definitely have some older influences like 60s and 70s rock. We kind of started playing some of that kind of stuff, but it's really it's definitely modernized. It's relevant, and you'd have to give it a listen and see what you think.
All right.
Now let me ask you, Tyler Grady, who wears more cologne, Simon Cowell or Ellen DeGeneres?
Well, I mean, we're not close enough to be able to smell the cologne anyone's wearing, so it's I couldn't really tell you.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you coming on with us, Tyler.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
And good luck with Wailing Waters, your band.
Thank you.
All right.